Hello everybody, today is Tuesday and I'm going to take you along as I go and do a few things in my studio so you can see exactly what I get up to. So we have a couple wholesale orders that we need to get out, so I just need to print a few more of the labels to go on those boxes, because I know lots of you have probably been following me as I've been talking about organizing my printing, but at the moment I'm not up to that, so I still print out all my stickers and stick them on the box. But in the future it will be just professional packaging, and also that will help me with time, because at the moment putting all your labels on boxes takes a lot of time. So anyway, that's one thing we've got to do, print all that out, organize that. And on my other machine, which is my slow cooker, that's where I put all of these kind of things, which is my shea butters, cocoa and so on for my soap. So they are melting down, they are almost finished. I popped that on early this morning, and so once that's ready we will let that cool down. I will make soap in the afternoon, but today it's all about doing the labels, making sure I get these orders out. So I'm going to take you over to the other bench and let's get going on my day on what I have to do. Now, I've already finished doing these. This is last night, so I actually sanded these this morning. These are a couple of my new trays, and then of course, my candles will fit on these perfect, because lots of people are asking me for the cohesive, I guess, tray to match, the little jar. So anyway, that's what I'm up to. So these ones are done. I'm going to put these on because these ones are not dry yet. They're going to have to sit for a couple of days before I can seal those ones up. But they're looking pretty, aren't they? So the orange one will be for the apricot. The blue one, I can't remember because I'm actually changing them. But anyway, I will let you know as I go along, because we are definitely going to be changing, a few scents. So there's going to be a few fun, very exciting scents coming up. And then of course these are my boxes that do need some labels. I also need to put some labels on the back of the goat's milk soap. So I'm going to get going with that this morning. I also do need to come up and finalize my board. This is my board, so you can do something like this at home. Each month I just basically go and add all the things I've sold. I definitely haven't added everything into March, so I will add those things in because I did sort of forget to do that. And like I said, then we're going to go over to the other side and do some work on the computer. So here we are, everybody. We are printing off these ones, and as you can see, I do need to clean up my desk. That is looking super crazy at the moment. I've been so busy with all this paperwork, but these are the ones that we are going to start to add to our boxes. So they're going to be my French pear ones, but of course I'm going to change lots and lots of things as we go along. So I'm sure you're going to be excited to see what I'm going to be up to over the next few weeks. But it's going to be very exciting. I can't wait. And I am going to take you through that journey of my printing, because I know lots of you are going to want to see that. It's something really interesting and something that lots of us don't actually know. I mean, I definitely did not understand the process until I got into it a little more. And it is a big process, a scary one as well, when you're spending so much money on printing. But for now, we have printed out these ones. So let's go and organize the boxes, and we can pack up this last order, which is going to be super exciting, isn't it? So that's what I'm up to today. So let's get and cut these. So this first one I'm doing here, this one is actually for the soap, and this is for the goat's milk soap. So you do need to make sure your labels are on there. Make sure you also put like your botanical names if you're using botanical things, or they do have their scientific names as well. And when I first started, I actually did not understand that I needed to put that on. And don't go and beat yourself up if you think I've done the wrong thing, I've accidentally put the wrong label on. You just got to learn from that, and then just obviously try and fix that up, because there's nothing you can do if you've done that in the past. But I just say try and learn from that, and and there's plenty of places that you can go to understand labeling as well. I'm going to do another labeling video on how I actually design everything that I design to go off to the printers, because I thought that may be a little bit helpful as well. And in that I'll actually put some links and things for some websites that you can go and have a look. And even if you're not in Australia, those websites are still really good to give you an idea of where you need to start from them. So anyway, like I said, we've got our goat's milk. Let's just put its label on, because this is all a part of this particular wholesale order. This wholesale order, I think, is I think it's 40 or 50 soap, I can't remember, and quite a lot of bath bombs as well. And I did say actually in one of my last videos, which is true, that honestly I don't really sell that many bath bombs at the moment. Like it was really busy with bath bombs, then it kind of went off. I also think maybe it's because, you know, we were all at home from COVID, so we had time to take a bath. Now lots of people are back at work, but either way, it doesn't matter, does it? You know, you just got to do what you can do. And, you know, I always say you kind of got to evolve and try new products. Sometimes they don't work. Plenty of friends in the industry have said that to me, that they've tried a new product and they thought it was going to be a massive seller. It wasn't, so don't worry if it's not. That's just life, isn't it? But anyway, so this is all done now. So my labels are all on the back. And I do get people asking me to show them the exact label on the back. I usually don't do that because you kind of, every country is different, and I don't want to show somebody in another country the wrong thing. So even if you see my labels or someone else's, also do your own research behind the background, because you know, your country may be a little different. So for instance, if you're in Canada, and I'm pretty sure I'm right, that they also need to put the writing in French as well, because some parts of Canada speak French. So yeah, so that needs to be on your label as well if you're over there. But once again, like I said, I'm not a lawyer or anything like that. I say that all the time. You know, I'm not an expert in labeling. I just tell you some tips, and then that will give you some ideas to sort of get the ball rolling and help. And you know, look, even one of my friends, Beth from Wild Emery, she's actually given me lots of tips for printing. But as she said, you know, you still got to do your research and find what works for me, because what works for her may not work for me. So it's really, really important, everybody, to make sure you're just doing all these things to protect yourself as well as everyone else. So they're my little bath bombs. And if you're going to say to me, oh, this looks really tedious, you are 100% right, it is. But that's the thing, you know, when we all start, nobody can go and afford professional labeling. I definitely couldn't. And even now, it's still, you know, really stressful for me because, you know, it's a lot of money. But if you go to a good printer, usually they will give you some really good discounts. So at the moment, I found one I'm happy with, which is, and I've tried a few others as well. It's not that I'm not happy with them, but to be honest, this particular company seemed really professional. They gave me a price that I thought was fair for both parties. So it wasn't super duper duper cheap, but I did think it was fair for them and fair for me. And, you know, they've been pretty good with their communication. If somebody doesn't answer me back, that's really annoying. I just forget them, because you don't want to deal with somebody that you got to beg for an email back either. But anyway, so yeah, so I will tell you all of that kind of thing as we go along. But like I said, at the moment, this is what I'm stuck with doing, which is okay. We all know what this is like, you know, printing all these or cutting them. And in the past, people have said to me, oh, you could get like a little guillotine or something. Yeah, I could, but honestly, I don't think it's any faster. I did have like a little cheapo one. It wasn't any faster, to be really honest. I think I was faster cutting it by hand. And I do have a pretty steady hand, so, but you know, if you feel like your hand's not steady and it's not going to look very nice, I definitely suggest using guillotine or something else. But once I've sold out of these particular bath bombs, then I'm actually going to go into a whole new release. So I've got some really exciting things that I have planned to happen in the background. I've been working really hard, and I'm deleting some particular fragrances. I'm going to bring some more back in. And yeah, so it's going to be exciting. So you'll start to see my website changing a little bit as I slowly roll out these new releases in the new packaging. because, you know, you kind of got to ask yourself, where do you want your growth to happen? And for me, look, my plan has always been, I wanted my things in a store, whether it's my own store or someone else's store. I wanted my package on the shelf with my branding, and that's just really important to me. I do love my name. Many of you probably know I actually kept my maiden name, even though I'm married. I've been married for over 18 years. I kept my maiden name because I really loved it. And my husband's maiden name wasn't as pretty as I would like, so I said that's not going to happen. I'm not going to keep that name. So I kept my beautiful dad's name, which I love that. It, you know, it creates that connection back to my dad's Scottish roots, which I really do love. So anyway, so that's a little bit about me, isn't it? But as I said, you know, for now, we're just going to be sticking these. And I actually don't have that many bath bombs left. I think I've only got 3 French pear, and then they're all sold after I get this order out. So I do need to start to go onto my website and change that. And you will see I've got a couple things that will, you know, just sort of shows the label at the front. It won't show any images yet. And on that, it will actually say like coming soon. So if it's not there, it means that I'm sold out, and we are remaking or, you know, re-waiting for our new packaging. And once you even get the packaging, then you've got to wait for the graphic artist to double check it, go to print. So usually it is, you know, 2 to 4 weeks. Sometimes it can be 3 months if you're getting it done in China and you need to wait that long period of time. So you need to make sure that you're on the ball, actually, everyone, with everything like that. But anyway, we have finished. This is my last sticker for these ones, and then all the French pear bar 3 are sold now, so which is good because I've got some new fun cactus fruity type ones coming out as well. Oh, and I thought I'd show you these. So this is so these are basically what my little trays are going to look like. Don't they look darling? And so this is the tray, and then basically it fits this on beautifully. I've done a lot of effort to try and make sure, and I'll show you these particular jars. There's 2 different ones. Now, if you can see, one's got a much wider mouth and one's got a smaller mouth. Now, even though this one looks pretty, it doesn't take as much wax. It's meant to be for a tea candle, but a tea light, but it doesn't fit it. It's too big. And then this one here is the one I'm going to use. To be honest, because it's not as fat and round around the outside, it's lighter to send. So sometimes when you're choosing ones, think about how light it is to send, because that can be that can maybe impact your decision as well. So let me clean this up. We'll pack this order up, and then I will show you how I actually go and organize it all to send the parcel. So we are back. I had to move the tripod so that I could show you what I'm doing. So this is one of the orders. So we've got all these soap here. We need to also add these soap. So I do know that this is a part of this order. So let's just, actually we might try and put the soap up here, because I also have to try and fit all these bath bombs in here, which is always a little tricky, isn't it? So let me just add these. So there's 1, 2. I always try and count them as I'm going. 3, 4, because I know this one needs 8 of this one. 4, 5, 6, 7, and lucky last for that order is 8. And then of course I do need to put all of these in. So make sure you pack it so that it looks really nice. Regardless whether it's wholesale or not, you want them to be able to open this package, and you want them to go, oh, look how beautiful that is to be, you know, that's packaged. If it's not, then, you know, usually people get a little bit cranky if they've ordered something from you and it's not packaged well. So let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And, you know, if there's any little gaps, I will be adding in, you know, some little bubbles or something. So 6. So I've only got 6 of the goat's milk. So now this order is totally done. I'm going to put some paper and some bubble wrap, and you can see I've got the foam on the outside. That just protects these boxes. Because if you don't and then they break, then of course the customer is entitled to a brand new product or their money back. So anyway, we've done all of this. I'm going to fix the last bit up. We'll seal the box, And from there, usually you're going to add in their invoice, or you might have a flyer that you're going to add in here or something like that. So from here, like I said, we'll seal all this up and I'll show you the next step. I forgot to show you, but I'm going to add this in here as well. I do have a few bags like this, and in the bags it will actually just show something really pretty. So this is just a little reusable bag which just says Soap Life that I've made myself. So we'll add that in with a few extra things, and of course my business card and so on. So let's pack this one up. We were going to go over to the scale now so that we can see how much this weighs, and I can see how much it's going to cost me to send this one out. Alright, so here we are. Everything is on the scale and it says it weighs almost 6 kilograms. So basically, once we've done that, then you're going to have your measuring tape, just like this one here, and we are going to measure from the end to the end, so the length, the width, and then the height, and then I'm going to tap those things into my Australia Post Business on my computer. So if you're in Australia, you can actually sign up. It's totally free, and then you'll get discounts depending on where it goes. So let's go and do all that, and I'll let you know exactly how much it's going to cost to send this parcel out. Alright everyone, so I'm going to be onto my website now. I've already started loading everything. Obviously I can't show you, unfortunately, because it is actually the person's name and their address. But basically you're going to tap in their name, you're going to tap in their address, and then I'm going to tell you what it's going to be. I'm sorry you have to look at the side of my head. But remember, we already worked out, so I've written it on here. So we worked out our weight. So we know the weight is 5.5. If it's 5.4, I always go up at least one more. So I always go up 100 grams. That way, you know that you can't be wrong, because sometimes they will test it, in the freight center once it actually gets to, the main destination. And they can actually charge you more money if something is wrong or you haven't added in the right amounts. So don't try and think, oh, well, I'll just add in something less, because they will know. So now I'm going to add in the length at 41 centimeters, the width at 21 centimeters, and the height at 19 centimeters. That is the full measurement of my box. And so now it's saying here I can choose to send it for just over $20, or if they want express, it's $34.74. So always look at what someone's actually paid. And so I'm going to just say normal post. That's what they've chosen. And this one is actually an order that's been ordered through Faire. So that way, and so this one's just over $200, and we're going to organize to send this out. This is a wholesale order. So that's the thing. When you're selling wholesale, everybody, do remember that if I sold this retail, this would be over $400. But obviously they get 50% off when they actually order wholesale. So you need to make sure that your prices are right. And that's what I said the other day about not selling soap that's $7 a bar. You need to sell soap that's $10 or $11 a bar. And look, honestly, it's worth it. And you can see the amount of time I've had to actually spend to post this, to tap all these details in. This is time I could be making something else or doing another thing. So it's super important. So now I've just pushed save, and then it will give you an option to pay or print. Obviously you need to pay and print. You can pay through your credit card, or you can also pay through something like PayPal or something else. I generally use PayPal because the one thing I like about it is if something goes missing, I have more data. And the one thing that I do like about using PayPal as well is, you can just basically at the end of each quarter, you can download the whole quarter or the whole year of what you've actually paid on PayPal. So then you've got all of your details together in one thing, rather than some on a credit card, some on a different card, some on this. So that's why I say keep it together, or use your credit card and just keep making sure that it's on the same card to make it a lot more easy. So that's what we're doing for this one today, everybody. And then it's going to give me a tracking, which I'll definitely organize this. So with my tracking details, then what I also want to do with that is I just want to make sure that, you know, I popped that into Shopify. So sorry, I had to think about that then. And, you know, so that way Shopify knows exactly what's happening. So I'm going to take all of these to the post office. I will take you along as I jump out of my car and jump in. So let's put the label on here and get ready to go to the post office with a couple parcels.